Good evening, friends. Welcome to yet another webinar for the Gujarat Pediatrician WhatsApp group, the vibrant group which has been working for last several decades, where the common queries of the pediatrician are solved on a day-to-day basis by them sharing their own clinical scenario and getting guidance from one another. Another important aspect of the Gujarat Pediatrician WhatsApp group is to conduct online webinars. Even before the Zoom platform and other platforms started, we used to have what we call seminars where on WhatsApp we used to take the question and answer them. And since the time the COVID, of course, we are all very aware that we are doing the online webinars. This is the 24th webinar in a row. We started from March 24, of course, taking break during the election time. So you take those 2 months away, then this is the 24th. And today is a very unique webinar where myself and Dr. Ramesh will be completely on the background, and we will hand over the charge to the real maestros of the AI. And I thought that AI is here to stay. We cannot deny AI. Better to get involved with AI, integrate ourselves into AI and make best use of AI. But for doing that, you have to have basic knowledge of how the AI can be used and how AI should not be misused. And I think who better than the team of Dr. Jagdish, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Deepak Chiradoni, then Dr. Gaurav Gupta. We also have a cameo from Dr. Bal Chandra and Dr. Vikram Kumar. So all these people are going to take us for a very pleasant ride of how to use AI in a day-to-day practice. So very aptly, we title this as AI Fear or Future, and I'm sure it will demystify your fears and prepare you to go into the future. With this opening remark, I will hand over to Dr. Ramesh Bajania just to introduce or acknowledge the galaxy of guests present here. And then straight, without wasting much time, we will hand over mic to Dr. Jagdish and his team.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Nitin Bhai. Thank you, everyone, especially our esteemed faculty for sparing their time and considering to devote time for our Gujarat Pediatrician webinar. In fact, in periphery, whenever I used to talk to especially senior pediatricians, most of them, they were pessimistic about future of our pediatric practice, saying that now AI will take over, etc. So I thought that let us allay all the fear and let us give them the correct picture. And last month at Bangalore, I heard Dr. Jagdish Chinappa. It was a very hardly 15 minutes talk, but I really thought that this 15 minutes can be expanded to 1.5 to 2 hours. And we gave him total encouragement that he will decide everything. So including faculty, and I'm very sure that our colleagues will be enlightened with the vast knowledge of esteemed faculties. So not taking much time, Dr. Jagdish sir, please start.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nitin Shah and Dr. Ramesh Bajania and the Gujarat WhatsApp group. So straight away, I will start with the presentation because we thought that this presentation is going to be a SV presentation, what is called as a Samay Vasool presentation, so that people don't waste time with unnecessary introductions. So I requested the organizers to keep away from all that. So let me start with what is the fundamental issue in just a second. Yeah. So what we are going to do in the next 1.5 hours is going to be an exciting overview of AI. And let me start with what is called as what we are going to do is outlined in this slide. So I will start with an introduction of what is called as to catch a salmon. This will be what I will do. And you will be wondering what a salmon got to do with AI. But it is one of the most interesting ways of looking at AI. The second is we will look at the vocabulary of AI, where all panelists will join me in trying to decipher what are the terms and how they can be used. Then we'll have the practical applications of AI in everybody's practice. We have basically 5 people who are going to talk. Dr. Gaurav, everybody knows, I don't need to introduce him, will talk on personalized nutrition advice. Dr. Vikram, who is passionate about teaching and writing, will talk about capturing students' attention, AI and training. Dr. Deepak Chirodoni is the most accomplished person in AI in this group, because he is officially qualified in AI and he takes classes in AI. And he's going to talk about capturing parental attention in practice. Dr. Karya from Gujarat, all of you all know him very well, has been at the forefront for PPTs, websites, and social media. We have a surprise guest whom I'm not going to reveal right now. And then we'll have a little bit of interaction and finally conclusions, and we'll hand it over to the organizers to continue. So let's start with, to catch a salmon, let's go fishing. So it's the right time in the evening to relax and go fishing.
Jagdish sir, make it full screen.
Yeah, it is full screen only, sir.
No.
From my side, it is full screen.
You go to play and then, because what is seen is not full. Yeah.
No.
You, this is a speaker's
That is fine.
presentation.
Just go to display settings.
No, 1 second. See, I am on my this thing. It is clearly showing us full screen.
No, that is fine. Sir. On screen, it is only one thing. So go to display settings and duplicate slideshow. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Just click it on duplicate, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Done.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, Prasha.
Okay. So now to catch a salmon, let's go fishing. So let's look at how this allegory works out. Just for a quick question to all the audience and all the members here, how many oceans are there on Earth? Are there 4, 5, 6, or 7? Well, I think please don't Google and please don't ask AI for it, the answer. Well, the correct answer is 5. So I've taken this is basically because we have 7 continents and 5 oceans. And you all know that it starts with the Arctic, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, and the Southern Ocean. These are the oceans. Now, you can liken these to the current available LLMs. You have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you have Claude, you have Perplexity, and you have Grok and Llama. So you have a large number of these LLMs which can be likened to the oceans because they are an ocean of data which is available in their individual areas. And this is a very interesting way of looking at it. Now, because they've got such a large amount of data, there are also, you need to look at what are the Mediterranean, you have Mediterranean Sea, Arabian Sea, etc., South China Sea, etc. So if you look at this ocean of knowledge, there are also small seas which are there, which are like, for example, you have the quantum physics, you have neuroscience, you have linguistics, you have pediatrics, you have genomics, you have so many things which can come in small buckets or seas, and where you can start looking at it. And of course, we also cannot forget the river of data that is flowing into these oceans and seas on a daily basis. And that is why if you look at most of these LLMs, they're updating themselves on a daily basis. So this is a very, very important part, that the data is a very important thing that continues to do these things. Now, in this entire ocean and seas, you want to catch a salmon. A salmon is a fish which you want to catch. And there are so many fish in the ocean. Now, you need to see how to catch the salmon. Well, I will come for a very interesting cartoon, which I have seen many years back. And this is from Pidilite. And if you see that this guy who's got all the fish has got a very unique technique of using it. And the guy who's sitting with his cap is a poor fellow who is slogging away and not getting any results. Well, what does this mean? Well, this means that he's using the right tools. And to catch a salmon in this vast ocean of knowledge, you need to have the right tools. And what are those tools? Basically, we start with what is called as a prompt engineering. Now you say, okay, prompt engineering means is like shouting out instructions through a glass door to an intern. There's an intern standing across, you send something and you will get back some vague answer, or you may even get a wrong answer. The next is you start training it with some examples. You give it some textbooks. You give this intern, say, okay, find the answer from these textbooks. That is a very kind of focused kind of prompt. So prompts itself has got an engineering part of it. The next part of it is you can have multi-agentic prompts. That is, you send one prompt and say you do the research and come back. The other one goes and writes part of it. The third one looks at validation and statistics. This is what is called as orchestration. Orchestration of the prompt to get back the exact result. And as you go further, this is the surgical assistant. Here, you need to give critical information. You need to train. You need to use what is called as RAG. RAG, you will know a little later on, is retrieval augmented generation, which we will come to a little later on. Then there is also a context pruning and content pruning, which will happen when you want accurate results. Then finally, you come to what is called as the metadata stage. This is a complex way of getting information out, where you look at multi-dimensional thing. You also tell what to think, how to think, etc. into this particular phase. And of course, the future could be, we don't need to tell anything. We just have to say one word and the robot will continue doing everything based on AI. The day is not far away. We will look at it at the conclusion part of it. So basically, to catch a salmon, you need to look at what tools you're going to use and which ocean you're going to get into, and then get the information out. So now let's look at some of the vocabulary of AI. In the vocabulary of AI, what is important is that we need to understand what are the terms that we are going to look at. So, is my screen visible now?
No, yes, sir. Now
Yeah,
Make it
sir.
full screen. Make it
full screen, sir.
I'm doing it. Is it full screen now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So vocabulary of AI is what is going to be explained to by my esteemed panel now. So let's start with vocabulary. While on vocabulary, you need to understand, supposing you want to describe what is happening in the heart of a child, you need to understand what is S1, S2, murmur, gallop, etc. So like that, you need to understand with AI, what are the vocabulary that's important to communicate, to evaluate, and to finally protect. So I think there are different ways of looking at the vocabulary of AI. So let's start with the first term. And this is, what is this AI, machine learning and deep learning? Dr. Deepak, you can come in now.
So good evening, each and everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to Dr. Ramesh, Dr. Nitin Shah, sir, Trunal. So first of all, being a pediatrician, I think by now you have to digitalize your system, whether it is a clinic or a hospital, everything has to be digitalized because data is the fuel. So that is a very, very first most important thing if you have not done. And those who are digitalized, so they can use this artificial intelligence very well in their clinic from scratch. So what is artificial intelligence? As Dr. Jagdish told, the machines are going to think like a human beings. It behaves like a human beings. It will sense the whatever you hear through natural language process. It will see like with computer vision, then it will analyze and it will give the output. So human will think and we write it, but machine will think like an human-like intelligence. So coming to the machine learning, this is something like artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning. It's something like you can think of like a human body. So whole body skull with your brain, neurons, nervous system, spinal cord, everything is just like artificial intelligence or a Russian nesting doll. One within one, you have a components. So AI is a very broad term. It's what I told the definition, it is something like more than whatever the normal traditional software will do. They will just do whatever we type it or we will tell it, it will do, and it will write the diagnosis and management, whatever we type it. Otherwise, just like your Google map. You in mobile or in your system, in Android Auto, you tell wherever you want to go, it will tell that. It won't do more than that. Or a coffee vending machine, or a ATM, or in your hospital, if you take example, automated ECG, automated cell counters, it will do specific thing, that's all. So in AI, it is more than that. It will do like a human, it generates the outputs, whatever, and it will learn by itself, just like a medical student, what we are learning. So for that, it has a subset called machine learning and deep learning. So what is exactly you mean by machine learning? It is something like your white matter in your brain, what I can tell you. Okay. So here you have a software like thing, it learns from the data analysis. It learns from the data analysis and also it learns by visualizing the data. It's called supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. There are three types of machine learning. One is superficial learning, supervised learning, another is unsupervised learning, and another is reinforcement. What do you mean by supervised learning? It is something like you are telling your intern, this is a case of pneumonia, this is a case of not pneumonia. So it's a supervised learning. You are telling them, so these are all the positive cases, these are all the negative cases, and that intern is going to learn. That is supervised learning. Whereas in unsupervised learning, you are not going to teach the intern. He is a very intelligent people like you. Just by seeing an experienced doctor, you are going to tell this is a child of pneumonia, this is a child of ARDS, this is a child of dengue. So by looking at the patterns, this unsupervised methods will learn. Then comes the reinforcement machine learning. Here, you give the feedback to the machine. You are doing a good thing, you are doing a wrong thing by giving a thumbs up. So this is the things you are going to see in your Facebook, your Amazon, Flipkart. If you give a like, it will go to show you whatever the likes you give. For example, you search a t-shirt in Amazon or Flipkart. It is going to show you, always give you a hint that you are liking t-shirts. For example, in Netflix, you give a type of movie, comedy movie you like. It will give hints, you always a comedy movie. That means it will learn from your feedback. So this is about machine learning. You may think how this machine learning is going to work. All computation. See, machine doesn't have the thinking capacity like us. Whatever we give input, it will divide into binary classification, 0, 1, 0, 1, that's all. So by arranging that and doing some weight loss and biases, it will going to learn and it will going to give output. The very much important thing about the third thing is deep learning. It is something like the human brain network, like just your gray matter, where lots of dendrites are there, lots of connections are there. You have input layer, output layer, but you have to take it as a pinch of salt in case of data science, because we have a lot of chemical transmitters, but in machine, you don't have that chemical transmitter. What you have an input layer, you have a lot of neurons, what we call it as in computers, in artificial intelligence, it's called perceptrons. Okay. So that is the heart of this deep learning in artificial neuron. After this perceptron, you have a output layer. So you have a lot of input layers in between, inner layers in between. In that inner layers, you have perceptron and you have an output layer. So once you give a data input into the artificial neural network, it will recognize, this neuron will recognize what you entered and it will give you output. So what we call it as, we will do a model training. As a pediatrician, as a new entry, there are a lot of types of deep neural networks are there. The commonest one is CNN. What is CNN? That is convolutional neural network. This has been mainly used for image learning. In radiology, in dermatology, in pathology, in ophthalmology, wherever there is an image is there, it is going to recognize better than the humans with the computer vision. So you just remember CNN, convolutional neural network. Then comes the recurrent neural network, that is called as RNN. Those pediatricians who are dealing with your saturation monitors, ventilator monitors, those who are wearing this fit watches. So this is the technology RNN which is there. What is the difference in RNN is it's a time series data, what you call. That means every second the data is going to change. You have to take immediate action. So that is why the RNN comes. The methodology, the data science you are used is RNN. So just remember what is the bigger term umbrella, artificial intelligence. Then comes the machine learning. In machine learning, supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement learning. I give the examples. Then comes the deep learning in that CNN, RNN, and NLP. NLP is natural language processing. What I am talking now is Zoom platform. This is nothing but natural language. You can transcribe it here, video, you can transfer it to text format. So this is about these three important terminologies. Thank you, Jagdish.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepak. That was a quite an in-depth expose of the artificial intelligence layers in terms of machine learning and deep learning. Now let's go to the next thing. We have a large language model and prompt. Dr. Prashant, can you make it very simple for the participants, please?
Yes, sir. The large language models are the models which actually predicts the next word which you are going to say, and they are the expert in the fields. They know everything, so that you don't need to know everything. Say, for example, if I want to know about the vaccines, I do have a Nitin Shah. If I want to know about adolescent, I do have MKC Nair and Swati Bhave. If I want to know about intelligence, artificial intelligence, I do a Deepak and Jagdish Chinappa. But this type of large language models, like the Chat GPT, Cloud, and Gemini, they actually know everything. Remember the movie Robots, Chitty? They are the next future, sir. So that is something in brief about the large language model.
Yeah. And can you just tell us about prompt? I already have experts spoken about prompts, but you can give a little more.
So, sir, you said about the prompt. I usually say that prompt is the thing which you give to this large language models and it gives the output. If it is better, then the output is better. If it is worse, the output will be worse. And for that, Shinappa sir, just remember Prashant. If you remember Prashant, prompt, that will be better. P for persona, give the role. R for mainly request for the task. A for the audience for which you are doing it. S for the structure or the format in which you want is. H for the human tone. And I'll be coming to this all in my presentation. But then A is for avoiding and adding the things. You have to add this also. N is for the nuances. And T is for the mainly the text case or the example. So if you take care of the Prashant and give the prompt, then the output will be definitely better and we'll be seeing in my presentation.
Right, sir. Thank you very much for that very lucid presentation. Now let's go to Dr. Gaurav. Can you talk about, they talk about hallucinations. Many of this large language model hallucinates. What is hallucination? And also what is token and context window?
Thanks, Dr. Jagdish, for this opportunity. The hallucinations are the most important problem in medicine as far as AI is concerned. The main issue is that AI, like Prashant has told us, LLMs are basically great at predicting the next word. So if I say it is a fine dash, the AI will say it is a fine morning, it can say it is a fine evening, it is say it is a fine day. But the problem is that sometimes it can predict the wrong word. And that is a problem which is basically related to the way the LLM software is created. It is created on the way for predicting the next word. And this can be a huge problem in medicine because AI works like the confident intern or the first year resident who wants to impress you. They will never say, I don't know, Dr. Jagdish. They will never say, I don't know. They will only say something or the other. And if they're very smart and confident, then they will end up saying something which you might take it to be the truth. But the problem is that they may lie, they may be absolutely wrong, but it may sound so good that you may follow it. And that is why human in the loop is extremely important. You must verify AI inputs, especially when it is important things like drug doses or something which can directly impact the patient care. So that's about hallucination. Tokens and context window is slightly more technical. So token refers to how an LLM, the large language model, processes the text, which basically means that it does not take the entire sentence at one go. It normally takes around 4 letters of an alphabet and approximately 3/4 of a word. And this is how it processes the text. We don't really need to know that much about the token. The context window is very, very important. Why? Because this is the amount of text an AI can understand at one time. Now, if I'm talking about an OPD patient, I need to put the weight, the age, the height, the diagnosis. All of that is no problem for any AI model. If I want to put a discharge summary of a patient who was admitted for 1 day, no problem. But if I'm trying to put the discharge summary of a preterm baby who was admitted at 600 grams and discharged after 3 months, having a file which is almost the size of a Ramayana or a Mahabharata, many of the AI cannot actually process the entire data at one time. They will make up stuff, they will remove stuff, and they will end up making a discharge summary which does not have all the features. So you need an AI model with a large context window, and Gemini, Google, and Claude, Anthropic are two models which can actually have an entire book and process the entire book at one time. So this is important when we are trying to use large amount of text and trying to make summary out of it. I hope I've been able to make that clear.
Thank you very much. And I think it's coming back to the catching a salmon story. Sometimes what happens is if you fish in the wrong waters, you might get a pomfret back, and the AI may call it a salmon. So that is a hallucination. So it's very important that you know which data is being looked at when you're trying to get information out. Excellent, Dr. Gaurav. Now let's move on to the next important part, and that is training data and cutoff. Dr. Vikram, just talk about these two things. We mentioned it very briefly, but can you just talk about it? Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening. Thanks to Gujarat team and Dr. JC. Both together, training data and cutoff and RAG are something to ensure that you have a model which is reliable. You don't want something which is old. You want something which is valid and relevant to the current times, and also you want some output which is valid for the question that you asked. So RAG, as the name itself indicates, it retrieves, it augments, and it generates valid data. Just before, Dr. Gaurav said that there is a real risk of hallucination, and this hallucination is a problem with the free models. But if we have subscribed to Pro or Plus models, the hallucinations come down. And with Gemini, even with the free model, there is a tool which comes with Google that is called as Notebook LM, which I'll be showing. We can ensure that hallucination is taken care of, and can be the RAG is something that we can utilize to ensure that the citations and references are absolutely perfect. In brief, RAG is nothing but a good librarian for you, wherein it finds, it reads, and gives you a perfect story. It doesn't hallucinate or it doesn't confabulate. So I think I'll just stop at it.
Yeah, I think that's a very
question.
Yeah.
So my question is that how do you know that a particular search engine that you're using is actually up to date with the training data, cutoffs, and the RAGs? I mean, is there a way to find out by a click, or you go it by their past behaviors?
Should I take it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's a great question. So it depends on the question that you want the answer for, sir. If you are trying to do a literature search, or you want a guideline or a recommendation. If you are doing a literature search, you will have to ensure that the model that you are using has an API key to the sources that you want the literature from. For example, if you are searching a particular topic in pediatric hemato-oncology and you want the latest recent advances and you want the model to cite the exact references, you will have to ensure that the LLM that you are using has got an API key. API key is nothing but a proper key that the sources have given to your model to allow your model to go search, parse the information and give it to you. So you just can't believe the references that are cited by these LLM models unless you have worked it and then you're sure about the citation. So that's why that is where your prompt engineering comes into picture. If you are able to develop a good prompt, your ability to have non-hallucinated or non-confabulated references will be very high.
So let me ask the question other way. How frequently this large AI models, whether it's ChatGPT, Grok, whichever, are actually updating on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly basis, or what is the?
I can take that question.
Yeah,
I
Jagdish.
can take that question. For example, Claude is probably the one LLM that is almost updated 12 hourly.
Okay.
So
and the others at least once 2-3 days.
Yeah, it's pretty up to date. See what happened in the initial phases when a large language model like ChatGPT was introduced. There's a lag period of almost close to a year.
Oh.
So that all the references were prior to 1 year. But over time, what has happened is because of the large computational powers and because of the intense competition, everybody is trying to keep absolutely up to date. So in fact, you can even put in your prompt that kindly give me the references in the last 6 months, starting date and ending date. So
Okay.
you can even give that kind of a prompt, which will get you the information only from that period of time.
Okay, the last question is that when you actually put a search or a prompt based on either a free trial or a paid trial, is there a difference in the depth or in the recent, or
Ab-
or they are the
Absolutely.
same? It's just that the limitation is per day, some
No,
bytes
no, no,
or
no.
some
No,
questions.
no. I think here we have to look at two or three things. The first thing that you need to look at, Nitin Bhai, is you need to look at you see between the paid and the free version, there is a huge difference. Okay, because you will not get the first of all, you will not get the breadth nor the depth of information
Correct.
that you. It will give you some superficial information as far as the free models are concerned. The second very important thing is you have to also choose within the LLM which model you're using. For example, if you take, let's say, a Claude has got Opus, which is a very token intensive but extremely accurate. And you have Sonnet, which is not so token not so much of tokens are used, but its information is not as accurate. So you will trade off because you are paying in tokens, because you've got a token limit per day. So or per day or per week or whatever that. So the token limit determines how much you are used to get information from.
So as I understand, the free version are not only quantitatively less, but even qualitatively are much less.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Let me
Go ahead.
just come in here, sir.
Yes.
It again depends on for what exactly you're using the model.
Mhm.
For example, if you want to use a model for your TL session, that is a teaching learning session, it doesn't really matter whether
Correct.
the model is a free model or a paid model. All everything finally depends on the need of the user.
Correct.
If you want to retrieve the latest recent advances, you may have to fall back to a plus model.
Correct.
Otherwise,
Okay.
if you just want to use these models to use for your teaching learning session, doesn't matter even if it's a free model. That is what I'm going to demonstrate. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And
Go
can
ahead,
I
sir.
just
Thank
add
you.
yes, just a small thing. Sir, nowadays the models are also accessing the web directly. So previously this was a major limitation with all the models. So today, even if they're not being updated on a daily basis because they're able to access the web, so they'll get the correct answers from the web for anything which is very, very recent. They may not be training the model immediately, but even then they will be able to access the latest information by doing a web search.
Okay, fine. Go ahead,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. So now let's look at fine tuning and multimodal AI. I think it has been touched upon briefly by Deepak already. So Deepak, can you just be very brief on this, please?
So here, what you have to remember is fine tuning means you have a pre-trained models. So all this GPT, this BERT, or Gemini, they are all pre-trained models. It is like a MBBS intern. So fine tuning means you are tuning for a pediatric course or a general medicine course or a surgery course, something like that. You need not have to go back to MBBS and learn once again. Say, for example, you get a model from ChatGPT, you want to build on top of it. So you can train that model using a good data sets. So that is what you mean by training a postgraduate from MBBS or a fine tuning a model from pre-trained model. That is one thing, very important thing. Say, for example, there are two important pre-trained models you have to remember. One is GPT, not the chat GPT, GPT. That is generative trained GPT. That is the generative trained models. Okay, that is GPT. And then there is the BERT, that is bidirectional auto encoder. That is from the Gemini. So this GPT is mainly from the Microsoft OpenAI, and the BERT is from the Gemini. So on top of it, you are going to train the other models. So you did not have to start from the scratch. So that is what you mean by fine tuning. Coming to the multimodal AI, the classical example of multimodal AI, what is this? What you see is the Google Gemini, where you put input in various forms in the form of text, in the form of image, in the form of audio, in the form of your this thing video, it will generate its own output, whatever the prompt you give, in a different way. That is a classical multimodal AI. You can change from one form to another form, then you can do that. The classical example is nowadays all are integrated, like ChatGPT is there, Claude is there, multimodal AI, there's Google Gemini is there. So this is the classical example of multimodal AI. You can read a spirometry, you can read a notes. So that has to be integrated to your electronic health record. So then you can analyze and you can give some clinical diagnostic supporting system. So that is about fine tuning and multimodal AI. There is one more term called transfer learning. Probably in the DNB course, that is NBES course you have learned in last Wednesday, lot of cancer models in UK cannot be used in India. So you need not have to train from beginning these cancer models. They have the basic cancer knowledge, whatever the protocols which are following is there. On top of that, if you put the Indian data sets and Indian context, what are the types of cases, and transfer the learning to the model, you can use this model in India also. That is called transfer learning. So these three important aspects you have to learn before going to the using the model. Whenever a person comes and use this model, you have to ask about what is this model has been trained with a fine tuning or transfer learning has been there. What is the output? What is the value, predictive value of the model is there? All those things you have to ask. Just like you are a medical representative, you ask about any new drug, you will ask for the literature. You should ask these questions as a pediatrician. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. I think fine tuning is very, very important as far as medicine is concerned. If you look at the largest used case in the US right now is open evidence, which is used by almost every doctor in the US now to get the latest evidence on various disorders. But unfortunately, it is not yet available in India. As far as the multimodal AI, we are going to have a demonstration, so I will not go into too much of that. And coming to the last two, what is agentic AI and what are guardrails and safety? Gaurav?
So, agentic AI is extremely fascinating. It basically is like a computer inside your computer. What it means is that the AI is not only answering your questions, but it is doing things on your behalf. For example, I've tried to do some very, very interesting things. I have a YouTube channel. I was very, very sloppy in answering questions. I actually made the agentic AI answer all the comments which were there for the last 1 year on my YouTube channel. And it actually got the question, it answered in the same language, it showed me anywhere where there was a problem, and it was doing everything on the computer itself. So it is like a computer within a computer. It can book appointments, it can generate vaccine follow-up. So if you want to know, you just tell it, okay, how many patients today have missed their vaccines? Please send them a reminder who were supposed to take the vaccine yesterday. And with automation, the AI itself can do all of this and actually even create the reminders and send them. So this is about agentic AI. I would recommend everyone to try something called the Comet browser, COMET, that is basically made out of Chrome, but it has got its own agentic AI, and you can use Perplexity on it, which is another great model, and you can do agentic AI very, very easily. मतलब full disclosure, मैंने अपना जो fellowship of Indian Academy of Pediatrics का form भी भरा था. I gave my resume. I logged into my website of IAP and I told it to fill it, and then I cross-checked it. It made a few mistakes, but it was pretty good. So that's about agentic AI. Looking at guardrails and safety. So guardrails are simply like alarms. So like our ventilators have alarms, all our devices have alarms for high blood pressure, low blood pressure, etc. So guardrails and safety is very, very important, because if you don't have guardrails, you may end up giving very bad advice. And we all know of these reports from US where somebody tried to commit suicide because ChatGPT or some other LLM told it, it's okay, you should go and commit suicide, or you should lie to people. And that is when the models are not properly being held by their guardrails. So it is very important in medicine to make sure that no inappropriate requests are taken in, no dangerous advice is given, and we have these safety mechanisms in place. So it is very important to always remember, and this is gets asked about medical legal all the time. At the end of the day, any advice that the AI model is giving is coming through us, and we are liable. So good guardrails we must ensure for our AI model.
Thank you, Dr. Gaurav Gupta. You have raised a very you have stirred a hornet's nest here, because putting guardrails and safety is basically regulation, and that's a very difficult task right now, because the ICMR is looking at AI regulation in our country. So too is the government, but I think it will be quite some time before we have standard rules and regulations. Though it has come to some extent in the research area, but how it is going to translate into ethical and legal aspects is going to be still still a work in progress. Okay, so now so we're finished with our presentation on the vocabulary of AI. Now I'll stop sharing and I'll request Gaurav to take over now and start his presentation. In the meantime, if there are any questions, quickly we can take one or two.
I think we can keep it at last.
Okay, done, Dr. Ramesh. Gaurav, you can start sharing and move ahead.
Yeah, I'm just doing. Okay, is my screen visible? Is it visible now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been given this very interesting topic about AI in nutritional counseling. To be honest, I took it myself because I've been doing this on a daily basis in my OPD. And today, when I was doing this, I was thinking of all the things I should be telling you guys about what I do in my nutritional counseling. So, when I started practice 20 plus years back, I had these lot of these pamphlets which I used to give to parents. Fever, cough, cold, loose motion, febrile seizures, and of course, poor appetite. But very soon I realized that they were not practical. And the reason for that was very simple, that the advice was very generic. It was not related to that particular patient. The patient had very specific concerns. You had people who were Jainis and who did not even have pyaj, and then there were people who were Bengalis who only loved to have fish. And of course, there were people from different types, and there were people from Himachal who had a different diet pattern. So we needed high precision, we needed personalized medicine. And one of the things which AI does very well is it can personalize your advice, whether it is dietary, whether it is medicine, whether it is lifestyle. And that is what I've seen AI has dramatically transformed my OPD practice in this particular situation. So when we look at a proper dietary advice, we all agree that in an OPD practice, it is virtually impossible. You can maximum spend 1 minute, 2 minutes, if you're really very diligent, maybe 5 minutes talking to a patient about their diet. Or जो हम बोलने वाले हैं, whatever we're going to tell them, I think most of the stuff they already know. Good sleep, good activity, less digital screen time, better sleep. They already know that. We need to make sure that we are giving very, very customized and very, very specific advice, not generic printouts, which nobody is going to follow anyways. So this is the main crux of where AI fits in my practice. Of course, if we use 24-hour meal recall, we can use it to also analyze nutrient gap calculation. If I give it specific inputs, whether patient has anemia or if I put the reports of patient, it can use that to create a diet as well. So let me first just talk about the simple things which we can do, and then I'll show you an example with a video and then maybe a direct live demo as well. So you can create region-specific diets, you can create culturally appropriate diets, you can create diet for obesity, for allergies, for celiac disease, whatever else the condition. If the patient is vegetarian, non-vegetarian, whatever is their diet preference, you can do a 24-hour diet recall if the patient tells you, and then you can calculate the RDA requirement. In Punjab, one of the important things I would say is milk. So if you just put in predominantly milk-based diet, it can tell you how to reduce the milk in diet. It can tell you what are the substitutes. You can go on to paneer first, and then you can go on to other food items, for example. And of course, you can have complementary feeding advice, what to give between 6 to 8 months, 8 to 10 months, 10 to 12 months. And all of this is customized in a very, very beautiful way according to the patient. So what I have done is I've created a custom chatbot, and that is the chatbot that I've used to put my diet advice. Right now, I'm going to show a video demo, and then maybe afterwards we can have a actual demo of the chatbot also. The advantage of having a chatbot is that you don't need to give it instructions, the same instructions repeatedly. And you'll see this, that I just need to copy paste my EMR record or just write the details of the patient, and it will generate the prescription, the diet automatically. So let's see the video. So this is a patient, I'll pause it in the middle. This is a patient of ASD, and this is a patient who has got, yeah, okay. Yeah, so, wait, okay, sorry. I need to go back. Okay, so this is a patient of ASD with less weight and less height, third centile. And this patient came for actually vaccination, but I thought I'll give them a diet chart as a additional bonus about how to get the child to a better weight and height. So this is what I have on the left side. This is my custom GPTs. I have lots of them, but this one was the pediatric OPT diet planner for North India. I've just copy pasted this entire thing. I've just paused this. I've copy pasted the record here, and then I have just not given a single instruction. Let's see what happens. No instructions. I've not written anything. So let's see what happens. Patient's name has come. The details have come. And I have automatically said vegetarian because a lot of patients, when they come for diet, they are interested in more of the vegetarian diet. But I can write non-vegetarian if I want. It comes with the goals. It tells you what to give, 5 meal plan along with breakfast, lunch, dinner, bedtime. And then it gives you some special instruction because this child needs to gain some weight. So it says ghee, butter, peanut, almond can be powdered. It can give paneer and other things, and what to avoid, and instruction, parent tips. So this is small meals, 2 to 3 hours. Don't force feed, monitor weight, and consult your pediatrician, which is very important. So this is the first part, which is extremely important, which will help us to understand. The thing I started again. There is a slight problem with putting videos on Canva. So this is the first part that we need to understand. The diet chart is created without any specific instruction on my part because my custom GPT has already done this. Now, after we have done this, how do I send it to the patient? I've created the entire workflow. So we just need to put the diet chart into the WhatsApp. I keep my WhatsApp web open on my computer itself. This is generated on the computer too. And then I just copy and paste it. So you can see the exact flow. I'll not pause it this time because then sometimes it goes back. So all I do is copy and paste it into my web WhatsApp app, and I put the patient's phone number there, and it will automatically send it to them. So that's a very simple part. So this is my WhatsApp. You is where you can send messages to yourself on WhatsApp. And I'll just take the patient's phone number from my EMR. I'll put it in the, I'll send the message to myself. I'll click on the number. It gives an option of chat with the number. I chat with the number. I'll just copy and paste these instructions onto the patient's record. And that is simply what my workflow in OPD is for these kind of details. I can customize this by saying, give this in Hindi, give this in Punjabi. I can say this patient takes non-veg. I can give any other instructions that I want. The patient is allergic to this food, etc., etc. So this is my workflow. We can have an actual physical demonstration later also. The beautiful part about this is that it can tell us very, very specific things. So yesterday I had a lady with a 7-year-old child who was quite picky and who had a poor appetite, and they wanted iron-rich diet because the HP was 9, and it actually gave me options of rajma chawal as one for this, palak parantha was the other one for this, and lots of dry fruits was the third option it gave. So all these options were created just within seconds by a personalized way. So we can make these kind of things, whether it is sattu paratha for a Bihari family or ragi mudde for a Karnataka family. We can make it compliant to the local seasonally available fruits and vegetables. So right now I've started putting, it is summers, and I've asked my chatbot to actually give instructions more related to summers in North India. So it's giving more things like chas and lassi in the instructions for the patients. All of this is happening automatically. It just takes seconds, a click of a button, and I have the proper recommendation. So you can generate 6 months roadmap. Again, I tried this today itself. I had a family who took egg and non-vegetarian fish also, and then it generated those things appropriately at 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, etc. You can put allergy history. You can ask it to integrate with the family needs. Uh, Now, managing myths is also something which it can do, but honestly, it probably is far better if it comes directly from the doctor's mouth rather than from an AI. But sometimes you can use it to create more empathetic, culturally sensitive, evidence-based scripts, which you can then use to validate the concerns of the family while prioritizing whatever is the safe and correct way of doing things. Uh, if you can use a 24-hour diet recall, and I tried this yesterday for one patient after Dr. Jagdish had given this to me, it can actually tell you specifically what will be good. For example, if the weight is less, it will tell you to add more paneer, and you could see in the last one also, it says you can put peanuts, almonds, etc. So ghee is another thing which it can say you need to add. And all of this is customized according to what you like. If you want to give ghee, you tell it, and the chatbot will create it. If you don't want to give that, you can give it specific instructions. So the important thing to remember is human in the loop is very, very important. You need to always check these recommendations. And I make it a habit to read these instructions once before I send it to the patients. I talk to the patient, I read them the instructions, and then I tell the patient, this is what I'm sending to you on your WhatsApp. If you're comfortable, uh, and I can use my my reception WhatsApp to send the number. If I don't want to share my personal number, that is fine as well. So it is extremely important to personalize this advice further by looking at the temperament of the child, by looking at the availability of vegetables, the cost of the vegetables. You don't want to prescribe avocado or something very, very exotic to somebody who's from a poor, family. So you need to look into these things, and these things are where the touch of the pediatrician, the human in the loop, the doctor in the loop comes in. So what I would like people to do is to start with a simple condition like, say, anemia, very common, and use a basic diet recall analysis, ask the patient what they've eaten. Again, in Punjab, a very common reason is too much milk in the diet, and then try to create something for their own patient. So this is something that this is this a QR code is for my particular chatbot. It is also available on the Chat GPT store. It's called Pediatric OPD Planner North India. So remember, AI calculates the nutrients, but we as doctors create the trust. Together, we can create personalized precision pediatrics. So that is my presentation. And if you want, I can just do an actual demo of what I do. Sir, do we have time for that?
I think we'll keep it for later, Gaurav, because I think we are running a bit late, so we can do it a little later. So let me now request Vikram to come in. Vikram is very passionate about teaching. Dr. Gaurav Gupta has, stimulated our appetite. So now I think we should have Vikram to start to teach us how to control that.
Gaurav,
Excellent.
stop sharing your screen.
Gaurav, stop sharing.
I'm doing that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dr. Vikram.
Yes, so thank you, Dr. Gaurav. You made my job a bit easy. So as I speak, if you are all on your laptops, you can just start doing it right away. I'll just share 3 or 4 use cases. If you are on the Chat GPT interface, I'll just demonstrate only 2 tools. One is Chat GPT, the other one is Notebook LM, and how can we integrate what the output we get on Chat GPT into Notebook LM. So if you are on this interface on Chat GPT, I'll give you 2-3 seconds. All of you can come on Chat GPT, and then once you're on this user interface, go to more and then click on GPTs. You would see this interface. If you're seeing this interface, GPTs, just type VIKKYPAEDIA, Wikipedia. So all these, I've created quite a few custom GPTs for my teaching and learning sessions. You can see there are so many GPTs, right from general pediatrics Wikipedia GPT to research handholder GPT. So all these GPTs I use based on my requirements. So I'll be just demonstrating you with one of these GPTs. So I'll just go, general Wikipedia is a customized GPT wherein it has got access to almost all the textbooks in the world. You name in pediatrics, it has got all the information, and all the textbooks in the world in pediatrics are in general Wikipedia. If you look at NIC Wikipedia, all the neonatal textbooks that you can imagine are there in NIC Wikipedia. And Dr. Jagdish just now mentioned about open evidence. It's probably one of the best AI models that is available for doctors to use. Unfortunately, it was available till about 6 or 8 months ago. Now, the government has blocked it. I've tried to replicate open evidence kind of thing in my ChatGPT tool, so all of you can use this. All these things are for free. You can keep them in the sidebar. So I'll just open general Wikipedia. So click on general Wikipedia and start chatting. So as soon as you start chatting, you can see there are already custom prompts. If you want any topic to be explained, you can just type in a topic, then it will start hand holding you. For example, there is a very good tool in the chatbot. If you go and click plus on that, you can see here may not be available for free, so I will not go into that anyway. So if you want to learn anything in general Wikipedia on a particular topic, say nutrition, we'll take nutrition because he started off with nutrition. So you can just type give me a 45-minute class for an undergraduate session on the topic vitamins for third MBBS students. Okay, so this is already trained with the model, that is CBME model that NMC has recommended. So you could just give a simple prompt like this, and this takes some time but comes out with whatever is must knows. Here is what we have to know as facilitators. As facilitators, whenever we are trying to come up with some information to share with our students or learners, we should classify the knowledge into must knows, nice to knows, and good to knows. Again, this GPT, whatever I have created, understands a little bit about what are must knows and what are nice to knows and what are good to knows for a specific set of students, whether it is first MBBS, second MBBS, third MBBS, fellows, DM candidates, or postgraduate students. So you can see here, it comes out with the output wherein, to a very good extent, you can use this information to generate a class, and it also gives you the timelines that you could use. So it also helps you with open copyright, non-copyright protected pictures and all. So you could use this. Okay, so you can just copy all these things and then create a PowerPoint presentation. Now, no one actually does PowerPoint presentations. At least in my class, I just give a prompt and just go through this user interface. The next important thing would be, you could use all the GPTs. It has, you name the topic and it is already there. The next important thing is about flipped classrooms. Flipped classrooms is the newest way of engaging your learners or trying to help them become active learners. We should all ensure that all the teaching learning sessions are active learning sessions. So one of the best ways is to have flipped classrooms. In our sessions, we don't really have seminars, lectures or anything. It's only flipped classrooms predominantly, and probably some sort of small group discussions. So one of the best things for you to start with flipped classrooms is going to a tool, using a tool called as what happened? Just a second. So using a tool called as Notebook LM. So Notebook LM, again, you can create quite a lot of notebooks on Notebook LM. Is this thing visible?
Yes, Vikram, it's visible.
Yeah, so you can see I've created quite a lot of notebooks. So one of the latest topics which we had a discussion very recently was the 2026 update on pediatric surviving sepsis campaign international. So what you could do is with using the Notebook LM, you could update quite a lot of information onto this. You can upload quite a lot of information and create. On the right side here you can see this is the studio where you can actually create magic. I have just uploaded a single source here. You can see here this is the latest guidelines that I've got, and use this studio on the right side to create quite a lot of materials for your teaching learning session. So what I do is I upload it and I create first a simple infographic. You can see here there is an infographic. So I share this infographic with the students a day before for them to just get primed to what is going to be discussed the next day. So once they are done going through this infographic, all these things will hardly take few seconds. So once they have looked into the infographic, next they would go and have a look at this video overview. Video overview would help them understand it slightly better. So this Notebook LM will create a, can you hear the
Audio is not okay, Vikram.
Okay, yeah, audio, yeah, it's difficult for me to share the audio. Anyway, so it will create a video overview of the particular topic that you choose, and that particular topic, for them to come extremely well prepared, you can prepare flashcards. Flashcards are amazing. It can help them in self-directed learning and at self-paced. This is what most of the massive online courses do, that is Coursera or edX. So with this particular topic, you create flashcards like this. You can see here, it has created very good flashcards. So a student would just start looking at the flashcards, and he or she himself can rank. So this is a flashcard, and see the answer. If it was right, he himself or she herself will give marks. If he was wrong, would put it wrong and then learn just by seeing the answers there. And you can also create quiz here. You can see I've created quiz. So you could ask them come prepared by looking at solving all the quizzes. The most important with this is that you can customize. If you go here on flashcards, if you click on the arrow button, you can see here the way you can customize the flashcards. You can start from easy to hard. You can have fewer flashcards to maximum number of cards. You can customize. What is customization? For example, in this pediatric sepsis guideline 2026, what you want to focus the flashcards on. Here I'll just give a custom, please focus on the latest changes compared to the previous guidelines that were available. So this is a simple prompt that I'll give. So it, based on its RAG and also recursive learning, it would start taking my prompt and then starts generating it, and based on your requirement it gives you the output. So so these two ChatGPT, my customized GPTs and also Notebook LM have really served me well. I'll just stop here and then maybe we can take the answer later on. What I can say is all the customized GPTs that are there on the ChatGPT store, Wikipedia, they're all for free. And if you want to learn something about prompts, you can see here I have a Substack blog wherein I have written, this is my Substack blog, Vikram Sakleshpur Kumar at Wikipedia. So this blog, you have quite a lot of prompts that you can use, especially for Notebook LM for your teaching learning sessions. If an elaborate description is required, an elaborate demonstration is required as to how to build custom GPTs and how to train custom GPTs, I could do that. I usually train my GPTs and it's not that difficult at all to train your own custom GPTs. Just about 2 weeks ago, whenever I sit through a session like this, 2 weeks ago there was a session between the maestros, Dr. Balasubramaniam and Dr. Y.K. Amdekar. So when Dr. Balasubramaniam started his case presentation, I open my GPT, and as soon as he says his questions, I would type the questions and the GPT would answer me. I would again copy what Dr. Y.K. Amdekar says his answers are. You could do it, agentic AI flows. Whatever Dr. Y.K. Amdekar says will get into my GPT and my GPT corrects or tries to improve its outputs. So similarly, there are quite a large number of YouTube videos that are available between these maestros, so you can customize further your GPT. So whenever you have a particular topic and you have a video on YouTube, high quality videos, most liked or most watched videos, I have also used Dr. Nitin Shah's video, especially CBC, ABC of CBC. So I have trained my LLM to exactly replicate or clone your ABC of CBC so that my students won't miss any of the information, high quality information that is available from the maestros like you, Dr. Amdekar, Dr. JC, Dr. Kasi's vaccinology, and Dr. Balasubramaniam. So it's fun. We can ensure that our students can have top quality learning even if they are not privy to listen to great stalwarts like you all. But I've trying all those things, and actually it has done quite well, because whenever I sit now for any of these sessions, especially the digital IAP, whenever some presentations happen, I sit with my GPT open, and then whatever questions or whatever presentations someone starts, this is actually giving an output which almost matches what the senior consultants or the senior teachers teach. Yeah, thank you. I'll just stop here.
Fascinating, Vikram, and I think you've given a lot of information. Very, very useful for all of us. Thank you so much. And by the way, Wikipedia stands for Vikram's proprietary Wikipedia. It's not any other commercial Wikipedia.
No. It's free. It's VIKKYPAEDIA, and you have almost all the textbooks covered. So anyone is free to use it. Anyone can use it for their learning objectives to create any of the PowerPoint presentations. It's all free.
Yeah. Thank you, Vikram. Now let's move to Deepak. Deepak, can you start off with your session, please? Thank you.
I think screen is visible, Dr.
Yes,
Jesse?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is what the Comet servers you can see in my screen now. This is typically the AI browser. This is a Comet server. So you can instantly search. See, there is an assistant here. If you click here, it will give the answers. It's just like a GPT. So this is called Comet browser, which is freely available. You can download it and use like any browser. So coming to this today's topic, this is capturing the parental attention in pediatric practice. See, if you work in a rural area, having a small hospitals, you know the load of patients you get. You don't have time to tell them the type of disease what they have. You don't have time to listen to their complaints properly. There will be huge rush in OPD. How to manage these, especially the emergency cases. All those comes the span of attention. How you are going to give the attention. See, that is the main paradigm. So by using digitalization and with AI tools, how you can improve this parental attention in pediatric practice. It's a purely practical, and I'm following since last 2008 when IIT software released, and now last 4 years when AI came, I integrated my software with AI and I'm using it. So this is a transformation that all the pediatrician wants to digitalize your hospital. You have to transfer with AI tools to better attention with the patient, better attention with eye-to-eye contact, and whatever the material, complex things, complex diagnosis, complex treatment you want to tell to the patient, if you give it in a visualization or a video, the patient can understand it in better. That will enhance the proper outcome of the patients. That is one. So coming to the next slide. So the reality of today's OPD is, see, for this lady, she's looks like a very literate lady, probably from software. She knows about YouTube videos, Instagram reels, then health influencers reels, WhatsApp Meta, ChatGPT, Google. She knows most of the things. She has given a prompt and it has given some answer, and she is in a state of psychological emotional status with confusion, anxiety, and difficulty in making information. So these are the one, how to mitigate, how to manage these people. What are all the challenges we are facing in our busy OPDs in rural areas? So they have very shortage of attention of span is there. They are not going to listen your words. They have very, very limited time in our OPD to give a lot of time to listen and to give them the answer. And there will most of the time they will have a misinformation, either because of all these misbeliefs in rural areas, because of older generation ajis and grandmas in there. They are putting some nonsense things, misbeliefs to the baby. And another thing is cognitive overload because of this overly available, all these social media things. They have got a lot of confusion in them. Then what is the most important? They have high expectation. The whatever the things what we are giving, they need a instant result and high expectation. So these are all the common challenges what we are facing nowadays. So how to improve it by using AI? That is very, very important. That is my talk, the crux of the talk today. So by using this AI tools, you will have one-to-one high contact. How you can tell? We are there having a digitalized hospital. We will typing that all your software. Nowadays, most of the software have a customized template, and the beautiful AI thing which has come is natural language processing, that is ambient scribing. See, what I am talking now, you are not writing down. It will be recorded. It will be given transcription from the Zoom or whichever the platform you are using. Similarly, our electronic health record had got this ambient scribing. There are software which are available. You have to tell your EHR vendor, so make this as an ambient scribing software. So that is the question you should ask him. So that will minimize your time. So you can give a lot of vaccine information by giving a templates to their WhatsApp. I don't use prescription in my hospital. Everything will be come to the patient's smartphone. If they don't have smartphone, only I will bring out the print of the prescription. So totally my hospital is a totally green hospital. Even discharge summary, everything will come to the patient's WhatsApp. Because WhatsApp is the commonest thing. Most of the, because of this COVID, post-COVID, everybody has their WhatsApp in their smartphones because of the school's curriculum, sending the course. And very important thing is early recognition. When you train your staff in the OPD with busy OPD, by having a lot of this AI tools, which will triage by using some agentic AI, you can do this triaging of the patients. And it's work like a very good trained your assistant pediatrician in your OPD. Then comes the trust building. By developing all these materials, you are not only giving the prescription to the patient, you are giving a lot of information regarding the the disease status and how to manage when you are going to come. 24/7, you will be with the patient either through your chatbot or your agentic AI, which is there with the Telegram channel or in our WhatsApp channel. You can ask some question, how to do it, how to customize my GPT, how to customize gems in Google if you are using a Google Gemini. All these things you can learn only by participating in a AI workshops or AI courses, online courses, because in 1 hour, we can't teach you each and everything. We do a lot of hands-on training in Pedicon workshops, and even AI courses are available. You can please join and learn all those things because it leaves a lot of time. So that is how you are going to develop the trust between you and the parents. That is the very, very important to hold the patient with you because of lot of competition with your peer colleagues. So coming to the AI solution, the best thing is the visual education. See, this visual education is a very, very important, which transfers all the complex cases information what you have into a simplified way to the patient. So they have to understand, and everything will be in their mobile and they can just check that. So coming to the visual tools, you can see in this slide, I have shared in your WhatsApp group with Dr. Ramesh Bajania sir, lot of infographic slides to minimize that time. I already sent to your WhatsApp groups. Please check that. Lot of videos I have done by using Notebook LM. Dr. Vikram has showed you, and step-by-step pictorial guides. Especially we come across a lot of asthma cases in our area. Most of the time, these adolescents, most of the time they fail because of, not because of the drug, it is because of the drug delivery, the practical aspect. Even though we train them, they forgot. So that is why the compliance is very, very important. So these are all the common AI tools I use in my day-to-day practice to make some videos, images, infographics, audios through Notebooks Element, Canva AI. It's a very beautiful. You have to use this Manus. Perplexity computer has come. That is a computer within computer. It will guide you. Gemini Storybook, that also I have shared with Dr. Rameshia. I give discharge summary not in text format. It will be in something like cartoon of the baby, how it has come, how it has treated. It will attract you. These patients, especially this Gen Z population, will attract you. So coming to the AI solution in personalization, you have to have integrated this EHRs into your electronic health record, like ChatGPT, the custom GPT, what Vikram told. You can see this baby G. This is more of about 72 months less children. All the integrated education, early development, nutrition, everything will be there in this. This also you can use it, and you can use it in Google Play Store also, and integrated with your WhatsApp AI. Early parent AI is for the US, not for India. It is not yet licensed. This you can use it for your educated patient, Gen Z parents, all those things. So then comes the automation. So what is the help of automation? See, making automation, you need not have to do the simple task of sending the discharges and all. Your agents connected to this WhatsApp business APIs. Dr. Vikram has told about this APIs. What is this API? It is a application program interface. It works like a waiter in your hotel. What is his job? He comes and asks you, these are the things which are there in our hotel. He takes the order, go to the kitchen, get the items, what it gives. The API is something between you and the main server connector. Okay, he works like a waiter. So WhatsApp Business API, if you integrate into your EHR, automatically all this, your discharge summaries, prescription will go to the patient. You need not have to cut and paste, all those things you need not have to do. Then comes the WATI, that is a business component of WhatsApp. Even Telegram's API also you can get it. So all these things you can learn with AI course in detail. Then comes the targeted messages. What do you mean by target? So all the analysis, what you deal, all this vaccine information, nutrition tips, all this targeted message, you can take the WhatsApp number of the patient and using this chat GPT for the content creation with the custom GPT and making good infographics and all. Canva is the best tool, and integrate with this NA10, Make A. These are all agentic tools. You have to remember how and all we are going to teach you in some AI course in future. So by this, we will be connected 24/7 to the patient. That's the most advantage of a patient, that anytime you can ask here, you can get the answer. But one caveat is you have to tell the red flag signs. That is very, very important when they should come to the patient. This is a very, very important tool. What I'm talking about, this vernacular AI. What is this vernacular? In India, we have more than 300 languages which are there. What are the important tools you want to translate the languages? Sarvam AI is the first Indian indigenous model which has been released in Impact Health Summit recently in February 2026. All the big persons are came. This is available. You have initially 1,000 credit hours are free. You can change from one language to any other 22 Indian language in proper, clear, contextual way. Another tool is Notebook LM. I think I've shared that videos in Kannada, Gujarati, Hindi about asthma treatment using MDI with spacer. What are all the local names? You can just go and listen to that. So this is about the language translation solution. So coming to the integration of your OPD workflow, all these models, what Dr. Gaurav told, Vikram told, integrating this electronic health recording with these models, you can create a ChatGPT. ChatGPT, customized GPT. So you can automate all your routine works, I'm telling, not the new works, routine works through this ChatGPT's custom GPT. Gemini's, it's called Gem. In Claude, it is called Workflow. So these are all the three important tools. I recommend Claude because I spend 1,500 rupees per month for my better work. Instead of paying 15,000, 20,000 to a salary, giving salary to a person and train, they leave it, again you have to train. Claude is the blessed form and most reliable. As Jagdish sir told, every alternate day is going to update. Okay. Important guardrail you have to remember is PHI. What is this PHI? It's a protected health information. We should not put entire patient's identity into this chatbots or LLMs or ChatGPT. What happens if they have name of mine, number, mobile number, address? You are going to be penalized by DPDP Act of India, that is Digital Personal Protection Act, up to 260 crores. That you have to remember. You have to take out the name of the patient, age of the patient, all protected health information, address, mobile number. Then you put only the history finding, summary, all those things it will give. Then you paste it and you send it to the patient. Never put it in ChatGPT or something, directly upload it. There are AI tools which are there to anonymize this PHI. There are some softwares, AI softwares, you can download it to your laptop or your computer and switch off the internet and directly you can connect with your local network, virtual network, and you can send it. All those things we will teach in AI course. It is out of this these things. So for generating QR course, you have a lot of tools. Canva is the one which I really like. Slide, yeah. So coming to this ethics part, the 4 important ethical parts all of you should know is important thing. You have to be a responsible AI. You should not give the health information of the individual health patient. That is, autonomy is very important. Privacy is very important. Security is very important. Accountability is very, very important. And explainability is very, very important. This is the main ethical component of using a technology. Otherwise, you're using the knife like a knife to cut the throat of any person. So that is why do not harm the patient. That is very, very important. So the most effective AI strategy is not one tool. You should use combination of tools that is called agentic AI or agent AI system. So these are all the best AI stacks. You can just take this screenshot of this that I am using day to day for contenting, creating the content, changing the language, communication, chatbots, video making, and AI enabled. These are all software which are available is there. So come to the future of this. The main application of AI tools in your day-to-day activities, having a digital clinic with 24/7 patient engagement, even if you are not there, it's called autopilot mode. Got it? And you can do yourself as a researcher. Initially, it was meant for only medical college people. Being a digital pediatrician, you can do a lot of research. You can do predictive analysis. You can do preventive aspect before the the epidemics or endemic comes down. So the take-home message is attention is now the main currency. So having a good attention, you can hold your patient, you can give 100% ethics to your patient by enhancing the using of AI tools for communication for the better outcomes. I think if I have time, Jagdish, I can show this notebook, one or the two infographics that I have done. I think the Gujarati one I can show, I think, yeah. Screen is visible, no?
Yeah.
So those who are not seen in the WhatsApp, this is the Gujarati content. You can enhance it. So this is how you can give this. You can give adherence of using of MDA with spacer in asthma.
Very good.
So how you can do it, just I will show you. So go back to this is a notebook LM. It will be there in your, if you click on this features button, it will be there here for the first timers. So if you click here, you're going to open this notebook LM. You can create it on a new. Okay, this is a step-by-step. You can add the PDF you want. If you don't have a PDF, there is a search option. You can type here a prompt. I want to know more about IAP's recommendation in asthma, IAP's recommendation in vaccination, whatever you doubt. There is an option called fast and deep. It will research and give the latest recommendation. Then you can chat here. All the things will come here. You can chat here. Okay. So this is how the notebook LM will be used. So you can start using one by one. No, you will come to know. It's a very simple tool and it won't hallucinate because you are uploaded with your own PDF. Recommended PDF from IAPs. All stalwarts of PF have given. Anything about adolescent, you can chat. You can discuss. You can make it as a quiz. You can do data analysis. You can do Studio has a lot of feature and it is free for all Geo users who have this pro version of Gemini. I think with this, I think I stop. Jagdish, any questions we can take up? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deepak. That was a fascinating presentation. And I'm sure there will be a lot of questions which we will take at the end. Dr. Karya can now come.
Yeah.
He's going to talk to us about website creation, PPTs, and fascinating parts of our presentation skills.
Yeah, so thank you so much, sir. And I'm going to present few things, but there are so many things that have been said, and I'm presenting from the other screen. I just asked a few of you that what you want to know. See, everybody has said so many things that because is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So say for example, I'll be showing you few things, how to create PPTs, the Instagram images and the websites. The first thing which I asked to sir, Nitin sir, what you want to learn? Sir, please one thing and I'll just type it over here. Live.
So I said that make a 30 minutes PPT for the dengue vaccines.
Okay. So sir, I have made 3 presentations. I just tried in this. If you see on my screen, I just have one custom GPT. Now this custom GPT means somebody was asking, what is custom GPT? The prompts which I have given are already been inbuilt in this. And I'm adding one word in this. Dengue vaccine in children. Fine, sir?
Yes.
That's it. Let's see the magic, what it is giving us. Once it gives a UG pediatric lecture of dengue vaccine, a complete lecture outline, opening clinical case, a definition of a dengue vaccine, the burden in India, the epidemiology, the etiology and the vaccine types, dengue vaccines and the vaccine types, the available vaccines like the Dengvaxia, Qdenga, the pathophysiology, the clinical relevance of vaccine. This is in general. Then in between the lecture, I want to engage the children. So I have one mid-lecture, a presentation. After that, some investigations related to the pre-vaccine relevance, indications of the vaccines, why restriction, the dosage schedule, The new vaccine, like the TAC 003 Qdenga, again, one more case for making this presentation interactive, the safety and adverse effect, the complications, the preventions, the IAP recommendation, and key take-home messages. Now, this is a slide-by-slide design given by just one single word. Second thing which I will do from over here is, I'll just copy-paste this full presentation into two things. I mean, because now I want to make a presentation, this is just an outline. So what I will do is, I'll just hide these things. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now I'll go to the, see, the exercise has been done in advance because I'm having less than 10 minutes now. So I just put this into the gamma.app, the presentation which was being given by a ChatGPT, and now it is being designing it, dengue vaccine in children. If you see, just within second in front of you, I only pasted the content from the ChatGPT, my custom GPT, to this gamma, and the gamma is creating the presentation. So it creates the presentation within seconds. I mean, if you see, everything which was written over there has been designed. Only limitation is this will create only 10 free slides. After that, you may need a paid version. What can be done? You can just divide it into a 10 slots of 4, because per month it is giving around 80 slides which can be made free. So that is within a minute, Nitin sir, I've just made a presentation on a dengue vaccine. This is one way. The second way which can be done was by a Microsoft PowerPoint. Now this is a Microsoft PowerPoint which we all are using. Okay. Again, in this Microsoft PowerPoint, what I have done is a simple thing. Just give me a minute. That what I have done, I'll just show you. Yeah. There is something called as, when you open the paid version, I'm using a paid version of Microsoft PowerPoint. It says create with Copilot. So when you click on create with Copilot, it allows you to enter around 2000 words prompt, by which this will create a presentation up to 40 slides free of cost. It is taking some time, but there's, yeah. So I'll just not write many things. Dengue vaccine in children. Actually, the custom prompt has been made by me, but it is taking a time. So I'm just showing this, that this way, the Microsoft PowerPoint, by the time the Microsoft PowerPoint is doing this, one more way is doing it on Notebook LM also. I mean, everybody has shown the Notebook LM. Sorry, this is a presentation of Nitin sir on measles vaccine. But on dengue, I just entered over here some of the sources. These sources are some PubMed presentations, some Cochrane reviews, and all these things. Once I have made this, and I just gave a command that make a slide deck. And if you see, the 10 slide deck of dengue vaccine can be made by a Notebook LM also. So Notebook LM has made it, and I'm just clicking on it to make the infographics or the PPT. So in the back end, the Copilot is actually creating our presentation. And this is how, by just entering few of the data from all the websites, it has made a presentation on the dengue vaccines. If you see the epidemiology, the susceptibility gap, the vaccine matrix, the pioneer, the global frontier, the regional breakthrough, all these things, by just entering few things, again, the clinical trials and everything is given. If you want to make it more interesting, single dose, double dose, everything has been there. But if you want to make it more interesting, then with the use of Notebook LM, you can add mind map, flashcards, and everything which has been said by all other speakers. So I'm not going into the much details at present. Yeah. Okay. So this was one way. And by that time, our Copilot is creating. I'm just selecting a random theme and asking them to select or generate. So by this way, a simple PowerPoint presentation can be made. By the time the PowerPoint has been made, I'll just show you the simple thing on a dengue which can be used as a Q&A for the Instagram reels or even Instagram, what you can say, post. So I just made again one more custom GPT, that is Q&A generator, in which I'll just add one word only, a dengue vaccine in children. So when I add this, it will give me common 10 questions which parents will be asking. Is there dengue vaccine available for children in India? I heard about a vaccine. Why isn't my doctor recommending it? Can we do a blood test and then give the vaccine? What age group is the dengue vaccine for? My child never had dengue. Can we still give the vaccine for prevention? Is a new vaccine coming soon? What is the best way? Are mosquito repellent safe for kids? My child had dengue once. Does that mean they are immune now? Should I be more worried during monsoon? Few more tips, red flags, and myths versus facts, because the prompt has been given in such a way that it is giving in just single words. Now, to make the carousels or the post, I can select randomly any post, and I will go to the Dr. Prashant Karya custom GPT, because this all needs more time, but just to save the time, I've just made in advance. Otherwise, I can just show live also. And over here, I'll post a photograph of Dr. Prashant or Dr. Nitin. We can just put a photograph of Dr. Nitin Shah also. And then let's see how the image is been made. Only thing is, because I'm putting an image of Dr. Nitin sir, not mine, the face of Dr. Nitin will come, but the name of Dr. Prashant Karya will come. So let's see, within a minute, I'm also making the PPT. I'm also making the Instagram images, which can be there, and it can take some time. So this is creating an image in which I've given a custom commands that I want that the question and answer should be in a similar sketch in which the Instagram is posting a square image. It should be having a doctor's name, title, trusted care. Even the Instagram handle should be there, and the question and answer should have some icons or emojis which is there. Then this will be better. So within a minute or two, they will be giving us the presentation, and that is most important, that image will be ready. Same way, people are actually finding it useful to make same type of images. Nowadays, this large language models are actually learning that you like this image, so they will make the same image. Next, let's see. Yeah, ask your pediatrician. That is the title. Usually I ask a question, the answer by Dr. Karya, and a Instagram handle. If you see, that is ready. And if you see, the image though was simple image, but now it is like explaining hand is also been added by this thing. So this was something regarding this. And by that time, if my dengue presentation is ready by Copilot, then we can check. But yes, it is taking time, because usually the co-pilots take time. The other way by which we can make is actually Kimi, on which also you can make presentations. So there are so many things on which you can make the presentation. The second thing which Nitin Shah sir has asked me was a diet plan for a child. And for this, again, a custom GPT just made 15 minutes back. Not, this is a recent GPT. See, this recent GPT is made in which tell me the age of child in years. So you have to just write 1 year. Okay, that's it. Nothing else. And see the beauty, what I want, that this should be an age-specific nutritional need. The calorie requirement at age 1 year will be around 900 to 1000, protein 13 to 15 gram. The key ingredients should be iron, calcium, vitamin D, and healthy fats. Veg daily meal options, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. Fine. If you want non-veg options, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Smart tips for parents is also been given. And what foods to be avoided. Again, same Prashant prompt was given, nothing else. Add example, avoid, and give examples from this. Now, last thing which I was supposed to teach, because I'm having only 3 minutes now, that is a website creation. So for this, there are so many sites, but I am using a Lovable app, and which I'm liking it. So Lovable is an app in which you can give any prompts. Being a pediatrician, I have given a prompt that I want to make a basic website for the vaccination. So for example, this was 13 days ago, the website was made. Prompt given will also be shown over here. It's a very easy app. It takes almost 10 to 30 minutes to create. So I'm not creating new at present, just showing the website which I have already made it. I'm also showing you the prompt which was given, and by that you can actually make it. So what prompt I've given is, you are a senior full stack developer, pediatric health product designer, and UX expert. Your task is to build a modern mobile first website for parents in India that helps them understand the child vaccination clearly, track their child's vaccination schedule based on IAP guidelines, receive smart reminders. Goal is to create a trustworthy, simple, and reassuring platform that feels like a pediatrician guiding parents step by step. Target users are first-time parents, expecting parents, grandparents, anybody. Output requirement is simple. It should be a full working website, clean folder structure, reusable components, fully responsive, and the core place, home, what I want, I've given it. Vaccine education page, I've given it. Vaccine tracker page, I've given it. Reminder system, I've given it. The contact doctor page, I've given it. And it has given me this app, which actually took around 10 to 20 minutes. If we see, check your child's schedule. Say, for example, if I'm adding in this only that the name of the child is Ramesh and the date of birth is 1st June 2022, then it can generate the schedule. Now the schedule has been generated. Parent has just to tick that this vaccine was given. Whatever vaccine they tick that this vaccine has been given, that will actually lead to their tracker that 6 done, 4 upcoming, 22 overdue. Even while giving for these vaccines, I've given a prompt in this that explain the vaccine name in a clear, explain language in a very simple language. So BCG vaccine, what it is, why it is important, when it is given, and side effects normal, and when to see a doctor. There are certain myths and facts which is available, and doctor's advice which is there. So this can be actually made very easy. So any topic you want, but most important, remember it's a prompt, Prashant. If you follow that prompt, then any website can be made. And let's see last time whether, yeah, I think the
Copilot.
yeah, Copilot. Copilot hang.
Still making.
Yeah, it's hang actually. Because see, I'm using multiple things at present. 10 minutes, I've shown you so many things. So Copilot is hang, but thank you so much. And this way we can use the AI for our better output. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Prashant. And I think he also highlighted, he showed briefly Gamma. Gamma is like one of those seas, in the ocean, and it's specifically only for presentation. So I think it was wonderful. Now we come to the last presentation. Our surprise speaker today is Dr. Balchandra. Dr. Balchandra has been working with AI for the last couple of years and more intensely in the last 1 year. So he's going to show you something which is fascinating. I leave it to him to take over.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Jagdish, sir, and thank you everyone for giving this. I'd like to share the screen and describe it. Is the screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is an AI-based EMR which we have built it, and I've been using it from last about 60 days, that is 2 months, wherein using an AI, the complete clinical flow, starting from a patient who wants to find a doctor and he books an appointment, and AI collects a complete history from the patient in their own mother tongue. And before the patient meets the doctor, a detailed complete history, which an otherwise a depthful history, which takes about 15-20 minutes, is taken by the AI from the patient, and the summary is available for the doctor. So, and then subsequently the AI helps in assists in investigation, diagnosis, treatment, and everywhere. But now in this presentation, I'm going to just demonstrate 2 investigations which we commonly use, and how AI assists us in helping making the diagnosis part of it. So there are two things. Me being an allergy specialist, and we have seen that we have trained about 1,000 allergy doctors through our medical education platform. And we see that in spite of that, there is a bigger difficulty is to how to exactly interpret a spirometry report. Or now, since forced oscillometry test is widely available and many people are conducting the test, even the company says that 50% of them are not using it because they're not finding it difficulty to interpret the test. So what we have done is we have made it easier to interpret oscillometry and the spirometry report. So I'm just uploading the report here and giving an instruction to analyze the report. So while it takes about 15 to 20 seconds for analyzing the report and generating the report, so I would actually show you which patient I am uploading it and how do you, before that it is ready. So that this is a AI which is analyzing the report which I have uploaded and it is giving the result. So before we actually read on to this result, I want to show you this spirometry report. Is my spirometry report visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now this is a report which I have uploaded, okay, which says that FEV1 ratio is 0.65, which tells that there is an obstruction. And FVC is about 76%. Again, it tells that there is a restriction. And FEV1, there is a about pre-post 18% reversibility, which tells that there is a good reversibility. FEF 2575 is about 28%, which again tells that small airway obstruction is present. And there is a good reversibility of small airway also because 43% is a pre-post, which is more than 25% is a good reversibility. Now I'm just showing you the interpretation from the AI. So it says that this is a good quality spirometry test report of grade C. The findings are consistent with a mixed obstructive and restrictive pattern. As I told you, there was an obstructive as well as a restrictive pattern in the spirometry. There is an evidence of significant small airway obstruction. A significant bronchodilator response was observed in both large and small airways, suggesting a reversible component to the obstruction. So it has given the logics also why it is obstruction, why it is restriction, why it is a small airway obstruction, and the parameters which it took to analyze to that. So what we have done is we have taken the LLM, we have trained, as Sir was telling before, we have trained the model and fine-tuned the model and put a perfect guardrail so that it doesn't go beyond the guardrails and integrated into this AI-based EMR so that whenever this spirometry report is uploaded, it follows the particular pattern or particular methodology to interpret this particular report. So that is about the spirometry. In fact, in the last about 2 months, I've used about 40 spirometries, and then I've never found even a single time where I had to change the report. And most of the times what I did was download and then share it to the patient. So which was as perfect as it was. Of course, it's just about 40 patients in 2 months. We can't say that thing, but as of now, the way we have trained and the way we have used, we have never had any challenges associated with that. So I'm just going to discard this. That's about spirometry. So I also want to show you oscillometry report. This is a forced oscillometry test report. I'm going to upload this report and give it for processing it. Now coming to here oscillometry, we have done actually much more oscillometry than a spirometry. The forced oscillometry test, what we used, in my practice, I have done usually I do about 1 or 2 oscillometry tests per day. And I've seen about 60 oscillometry reports. And more importantly, we did a police camp for about 300 policemen. We did a forced oscillometry test. It was actually came as a request and we took it as a part of it. When we did the 300 forced oscillometry test from a policeman, and later on every report we compared with the AI generated report through our AI based EMR, and we compared manually comparing both. And honestly to say that we have at about 98%, there was no change. Even the 2%, it was just looking at a different perspective. AI was not wrong, but it was just looking at a borderline cases, which are like it can be interpreted this side or that side. So both are right, but yes, there was a manual intervention required at 2%, but that was a minor negligible one. So even in this case, the oscillometry has interpreted the report. The interpreted report is the oscillometry test is of an acceptable quality. The findings indicate obstruction in both central and small airways. And with evidence of a restrictive pattern, there is a significant and good bronchodilator reversibility in both central and small airways. Again, I want to take it to the oscillometry test. It shows that for a brief interpretation, R5 is a measurement of a total airway resistance where cutoff is 4, where the before bronchodilator is 8.51 and after bronchodilator is 3.42 and 59% is a reversibility. And this R19 is about central airways, and R5 minus R19 is about smaller airways. X5 is smaller airways and the restrictive pattern. So let me not get into that kind of nitty-gritty, but overall, even this graph says that this is a pre-bronchodilator and this is a post-bronchodilator. The curve which is beyond the cutoff points, and then it is coming up and to reaching it, and in the post-bronchodilator, it is in the bottom line of it. So now AI has interpreted it in a perfect way, saying that there is a both central and peripheral airway obstruction, and there is a good reversibility which is present both in the central and peripheral airways after using it. As I told, not just in my practice, this is an unpublished study. We are in the process of publishing it. So in the 300 policemen, we almost had 98% no change in the single line also. In the 2%, we had to do a minor change that, as I told, it was not an error from an AI. It was the perspective, the way we looked into that. So these are the two reports which I'm demonstrating it now. But apart from that, there are multiple tests, like in the field of allergy tests or it is not just related to allergy tests. This kind of a model can be integrated with any investigation or any diagnostic tests, and with the correct training of the LLMs and keeping the proper guardrails and probably doing a particular amount of research and study based on that, it can make life easier. So we all say that nowadays say that asthma requires an demonstration of a reversible airway component. So there should be a demonstration of limitation. So, but it is not easy for everybody to be perfect in the spirometry or oscillometry. So this might help them in interpretation. Of course, as we all talk about it, there should be an human eye, which looking into that, it cannot bypass an human eye, but it makes the job easier. It builds a confidence in the doctor who is practicing these things. Thank you, and thanks for giving me this opportunity, Jagdish sir, and thank you all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Balachandra. That was a fascinating presentation, and I think solves a lot of problems in interpretation. And if we can establish the confidence intervals as far as the interpretation of tests as in this specialty, it's phenomenal. Thank you so much, and I think we have come to the end of the session. If there are any burning questions, we can take them down now before we close.
Anyone has any cross question to one another, because we are on the Zoom platform. We want access to the questions from the people who are on the web stream or on the YouTube.
Yeah. So I had only one or two comments, and one is that it has been a fascinating journey. I think Nitin and Ramesh will agree with me that so many things are possible with AI. It's really an ocean in which we have to see which ocean we are going to get into and what we are going to do. And there are so many different ways of doing it. And as somebody said, AI is no more going to be a tool. It's going to be an integration into everything, whatever you do. So I think that integration is coming in the next few years. And as PPT, I think Prashant showed up the PPT Copilot. But right now, even, for example, Anthropic has got what is called as an extension onto PPT. So you can extend the extension onto PPT and do it from there. So there are so many ways of doing the same thing, as he rightly showed. So I think it's fascinating. So I will just have a 3 or 4 slide presentation to close my talk. Well, I think what we learned today is something phenomenal. And I'm sure that the audience probably has learned of many things, maybe a little confusing now, but please feel free to reach out to any of us for if you have any doubts. And yeah, so the other thing is that this article on Substack, which I think everybody should read. This is from Tata Memorial Hospital on what is called as the skill paradox in the age of artificial intelligence.
Sir,
If you're-
make it full screen. Full screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is
Again, display
Go to
setting and
display
going,
settings,
duplicate
sir.
I'm going.
slides.
Display settings. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you're taking a long flight, there are three planes or three types of pilots. Pilot one is trained manually and uses autopilot only when necessary. So it's a primary manual control, and manual control is prioritized. You have pilot B, who is trained manually but has in-depth knowledge of AI. So fusion of manual skill and AI understanding and deep AI expertise is there. And pilot number C is trained only on autopilot, not used to flying manually. Now, which flight will you take? Nitin, which one will you take?
B.
B.
Yeah, I think that is a universal thing. So I think this is not only as far as pilots are concerned, but as far as doctors too. So I think over time, all of us will have to have some kind of knowledge into AI. So what you can do is to learn AI, have a passion for it, have fun with it, make money. There are a lot of ways of making money with AI. Automate your life, learn a skill, and of course, we don't know where all it'll take you. The only caution we have is this new cartoon which has come from New Yorker magazine, which shows we have to be careful about Sam Altman because over progressing in such a fast pace, we do not know where it is going to take us. So the human oversight, rationality, ethics, and regulation in the future. So thank you for your attention. We had a wonderful evening, and I now hand it back to Nitin and Ramesh for their final comments.
So I think Jagdish, what we need to do now next is now we had a expose to what is AI, how it helps medical field in different ways. Each speaker showed their own way. I think we can have now one focus webinar maybe after some time on digitalization of OPD practice. I think that's where 90% of our members are. Hospitals are already digitalized in large settings, so there, more advanced AI tools are coming like automated ECG, automated 2D echoes and things like that. So we will live with them. But I think a basic clinic, how digitalization can be done. So what are the different parts that they should use, which tool they should use, how much does it cost, how do they start using it, some course for that, something like that. How it will help them to improve their practice in the form of less paperwork, more green clinic, maybe generating money, as you said, maybe the next generation patients liking your approach, etc. So I think maybe Jagdish, you can take a lead again with some experts who have digitalized the clinic completely and have a 1.5 hour session only on 6 or 7 parameters in the clinic, which you can help digitalization and will help you improve your practice and your outcome that you are a model doctor. So I think with that, we'll come to an end because we already overshot the time, but that was worth it. Over to Dr. Ramesh.
Yeah, Nitin, right. So thank you so much, all esteemed faculties, and beautifully anchored by Dr. Jagdish Chenappa, sir. And I agree with Dr. Nitin Shah, sir, because so many friends messaged me also that, sir, please now start something for us in clinical practice, how it can be helpful. So the purpose was to sensitize our colleagues as far as the role of AI, what it can do, like Prashant and all friend showed. So now this was not in within 2 hours. You cannot teach AI to the pediatricians, but it was to sensitize. Now, as Nitin Bhai said, soon we'll come out with a separate session where it can be incorporated into our pediatric practice, be it indoor or outdoor. So basically, I mean, there is nothing to fear. It is absolutely, it's a mirror of our choices, what we give inside, and then accordingly we'll get it right? So the question is not whether AI will transform healthcare. This was beautifully summed up by Dr. Jagdish Chenappa sir. So I am taking it from him. The question is whether we will guide the transformation wisely or not. So thank you so much, Dr. Deepak, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Balachandar, Dr. Gaurav, and all the colleagues who made this today's session indeed enlightening, and Dr. Kunal and Dr. Rakesh for coordinating the things, and Nitin Bhai, as always, there. And I forgot one more name, Dr. Vikram Kumar. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jagdish sir. Thank you.
As everyone says, not if, it's when.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone. This is already recorded. It will be uploaded on the YouTube channel of Gujarat Pediatrician. Very soon we will come back on your groups so that you can share the link. So people who could not attend today or who want to see it again, because it was so much full of information that people like to see again and again. And I'm sure it will help the people. So let people see it, settle down, maybe in a month or two time. As I said, we will come out with the next webinar on digitalization of outdoor practice. Thank you. Good night.
Subscribe to our Gujarat Pediatrician channel, and all the previous sessions are there. And I'm so happy to announce that last session was viewed by more than 2,000 colleagues. So indeed, it's a very satisfying. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.